Today is Friday. Today is Friday. Wow. Welcome to Friday. I just want to let you know that today at 3 o'clock, let me go back to my calendar. Yep, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to have a guest with me, Nehad ElSherif, and I are going to work on an IEEE paper that we're developing. The concept that we're working on is a technical paper on how we as engineers and designers, I say an engineer, but anybody who has design responsibilities, we will juggle our goals. You have a goal to make a safe installation. You have a goal to make an efficient installation. You have a goal to make a cost-effective installation. And there are some code requirements that may either increase the cost of the project or I would say we may solve one safety issue and create another safety opportunity. I won't call it a problem. I'll call it an opportunity. So what we're going to do today at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we are going to have a discussion, or no, not a discussion. Hey, Nehad, I'm glad you didn't miss it too. So what Nehad and I are going to do today is basically we're just going to turn on a camera. We're going to share the document that we're working on as we're working on it. And what you're going to do, this isn't a presentation. This isn't me and Nehad trying to teach you how to do something. You're going to get a window into the two of developing our IEEE Electrical Safety Workshop technical paper. That's what we're doing today. So you can listen to our discussions. I learn a lot, and I know Nehad, you probably do too. I know I learn when I am creating either a presentation, writing an article, writing a paper, like what you and I are working on, and I learn a lot about whatever the topic is. And I'll give you another good example. My IAEI News Live issue or editions, the 12 o'clock Eastern every Tuesday. What I've been doing recently is taking a look at the language and saying, okay, let's take a look at the language. What are the requirements? And actually sitting down outside of trying to work through an actual problem. I'm just looking at the language and saying, how do I understand this? And I'm finding issues. We've made multiple public comments. I just finished 2 or 3 or 4 public comments. And those public comments were driven by reviewing and trying to create other materials, whether it be a presentation that you're trying to teach something or whatnot. So Nehad 9, so you got the notification from your mother. So the notification went all the way over to Egypt, that I was live this morning, which is afternoon, I think, their time. They're 6 hours, if I'm not mistaken, Nehad. They're 6 hours ahead, so it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It's about almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon over in Egypt. And she got the notification that we're live. So hello, Egypt. So in any case, Nehad and I are going to go live today at 3 o'clock Eastern, and you get to watch us, 7 hours. All right. So I don't know why I was thinking 6, 7 hours. So you'll get to, participate. So as we walk through the document, we're going to go live for, I'm thinking, Nehad, about 2 hours, probably is enough time to where we both lose patience and can't sit for longer. But in any case, we're going to take about 2 hours. We're going to go through the document, tweak changes. We'll have track changes on. And if anybody watching wants to contribute, if you're listening to the discussion, if you see us going down the wrong road, or you may have something that you can contribute to the paper, we'd be more than happy to include you in our discussions. So please, I'm looking for comments, I'm looking for feedback, all that good stuff during our 2 hours today. And remember, we're focusing in on those design goals or those code requirements. Selective coordination is a great one. When you add intentional delays into a power distribution system, you increase incident energy, or you may increase incident energy. What we have to look at is say we have a selective coordination requirement to achieve one goal, which is to improve reliability, but then we can make that change, but now we have another problem of incident energy, which we may have another problem of incident energy. And if we do, and if we don't address it, if there's a problem, if there is a arc flash event in that electrical system, did we really improve reliability? So those are the things. Another good one. You may series rate your power distribution system to achieve the goal of reducing the cost, which is fine and dandy. But the other problem that you create is the flexibility in the future if you want to add motor loads, if you want to grow the distribution system. You may have limited yourself. You may have solved one problem of reducing the price and the cost by using a 10K breaker downstream of a 65K breaker, and they're both, as they work together for series ratings, equipped and ready to interrupt 65,000 amps, and you lowered the cost of that installation for that panel board or switchboard or whatever. But if the owner has plans to add motor contribution later, you may have hamstrung yourself when you're adding those future expansions to the facility. These are things as design engineers we need to think about. I met the National Electrical Code. Code is fine. The book is fine. I've met the requirements. But did I meet other design goals? What other design goals did I compromise? I may not be violating the National Electrical Code, because remember, the NEC in Article 220, we even spell it out for you. We tell you, you can design to this and it may not work, but you'll still have a safe installation, right? You're not going to have an explosion. You're not going to have, the breaker may trip because you have more load than what you've calculated. But hey, at least you're not going to have a shock hazard and all these other things. So, and you may design it for the installation, but if you add load next year, you may have to change out equipment because it's no longer adequate. You don't have enough infrastructure to support the addition. Think about your dwelling unit. You put a panel board in your dwelling unit, and let's say you sized your service exactly for what that dwelling unit has. And then 3 years later, you decide to buy an electric vehicle, and you can't plug it in. Why? Well, I can't put a car charger in because I don't have the capacity in my panel board to supply it. Had I thought about it and put something in that was a little bit more than what I needed, heck yeah, you can add capacity to your structure. But if you did not think about that, you met the National Electrical Code requirements, but now your service is not good for the future. So as design engineers, we need to think about that. As code experts, we don't. All we have to do is say, did I meet the National Electrical Code? I keep telling designers, you can't rely on the code as your design guide. The code tells you not to do that. Yet, if I'm designing a swimming pool, I'm designing a dwelling unit, I'm designing a hazardous location, whatever it is I'm designing, what's the first stop? I'm going to go to the code book. Your first stop needs to be, I need to go to my customer, understand my wants and needs. Those are objectives. If your customer says, look, I'm going to open this strip mall and I'm going to leave this last unit empty because I'm going to put in a fabrication shop in the future. 5 years down the road, I'm putting a fab shop in. That may impact the voltage that you bring to the structure. You may say, no, I'm not going to bring a single phase service. I want a 3-phase service. Why? Because the owner is anticipating a fabrication shop with 3-phase equipment. Not today, but in the future. So you've got to understand your design goals. You've got to understand what the customer's wants and needs are. Our IEEE paper, Nehad and I are working on, that you can participate in this afternoon in the development of that. This will be our second working session live. We've had other working sessions, whether it be when we were traveling, in discussions, telephone calls, whatever. This will be our second live working session. So hopefully you can join us today at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. That would be 10 o'clock p.m. in Egypt for Mrs. Nehad ElSherif, for Nehad's mom. And 2 o'clock if you're down in Texas, in Central. And then you can join us for lunch on a Friday if you're out in California. So, or on the West Coast somewhere, California, Oregon, Washington, state of Washington, all that jazz. So look forward to seeing you today, this afternoon, for our live discussion. Looking forward to talking, Nehad. 2 o'clock, 2 hours sounds good, and hopefully others can put up with us for 2 hours. So hopefully you can put up with me for 2 hours. So that's the other part of that picture. All right, everybody. I just wanted to at least let everybody know that today's the day. It is August 2nd. Please join us. And I look forward to all of your contributions to our paper this afternoon. All right, I'm heading out. I got to get some work done. Thanks. Take care. Stay safe. And please stay healthy. See you at 3 o'clock Eastern.